Watch me create a DIY tray using acrylic ice cubes from Michaels, an update to the first video I did, and also supplies.
If you want the best of my heart, you just gotta see the good in me.
These are just some of the supplies I've got. I'm back, and I'm gonna be here for a while. I have epoxy, I have glue, ice cubes, candle dishes, an assortment of gems, crushed glass, wedding scatters, beads, gems, glitter. This is just some of the glitter that I have. Other items, I have some new Cricut mats, other little things. So, been away for a while, but I'm coming back now because I am loaded. This is probably about half of the stock that I got in. It was so much I couldn't even put it on the table. I'm going to be coming to you with some new creative DIYs. This ice tray is one. This is going to be a wall sconce. I've got some wall art back there. I've got some more behind that. I've got a little bit of everything. So make sure you tune in to all of the creative videos that are coming very, very soon. Update to my first DIY video on the charger plate. You know, when it comes to your house, you want your house to be exactly how you want it. And when you have OCD and suffer from depression like I do, when things ain't right, I have to make them right. So what I did with the salsa, I took it and I spray painted the back in a metallic silver. And that looks so much better to me. And, you know, I mentioned in that first video how the bowls that I got, they were small. They were bugging me. So I went back on Bed Bath & Beyond and I found the bigger bowls. So I ended up getting the bigger bowls. So that's just an update to the very first video, very first DIY that I did. Now let's get into the DIY. I'm creating this ice glass tray. And the hardest part is trying to get these ice cubes lined up to make sure that they go to each end. So what I did was put them on some tape. And I'm just using a dab of Gorilla Glue. Just a dab. And grabbing the ice cube off of here. Grabbing the ice cube off of here and put it on there. And they're pretty much staying in place because of the glue. I'll be back. Okay, I got this first line glued down. And they're staying pretty well. When I actually glued the very first one on here, it was slipping and sliding where I had to tape it down. But I'm not going to have to tape these down. And I'm going to come back because I know the light out here is horrible, or you can't really see, but I'm going to come back and put it in the sun better to where you can see after it dries. I'm going to let this section dry and then I'm going to move on to the next section. Okay, it seemed to be getting easier when I placed that section down. They lined up pretty good. Well, I kind of spaced them out a little bit, played around with them, but I didn't have to tape them down. So now I'm just going to go ahead and glue them, and I'll come back when I've completed the whole thing. And here is the ice cube tray. I just need to let it dry 24 hours, and then I'll come back and show you how I styled it. Okay, I showed you one version of the tray using the ice cubes. I'm going to show you another. Instead of putting the ice cubes directly on the glass, I bought a frame this time. I spray painted it silver, and it had like a little groove in here, and the cubes were kind of, they weren't sitting up properly. So when I put this little groove in here, which is just a wooden dowel that I just put all the way, that I glued in. And now we're going to glue the ice cubes directly to the frame. But first I'm going to go ahead and space them out to make sure they cover the whole frame and there's no big spaces or gaps. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got them all spaced out. They spaced out pretty well to go all the way around the tray. I just want to point out something. The first version that I did directly on the glass with ice cubes, and this version, there isn't much of a price difference with it. Well, I guess it kind of depends on the price of your frame, because this particular frame I got at Ross and it was $4.99. And the cubes, I use 2 packs and 3 out of a 3rd pack, and they're, I believe, $7.99, and I get those at Michael's. So I'm going to go ahead and use the clear Gorilla Glue and glue these ice cubes down to the tray, let it dry, and I'll come back and show you how I styled it. Okay, today I'm going to be making some coasters, and I'm using Total Boat clear epoxy, port A and port B. I've already mixed equal parts and stirred it for 5 minutes. My cup, now I'm going to pour it out, and I'm pouring half at this point and let it cure a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and put the top part on it to put my items on the inside. Be careful, because I'm working outside and we have cats. I don't get any hair in there. And this is self-leveling. Okay, now I'm going to add some few decorative pieces to it, and I have some neutral shred from Michael's that has gold and silver in it. And some imitation gold leaf. And wet and scatter in silver. I'm just going to add just a few pieces. And now some of the gold leaf. This is coming out a lot better than the silver one, because the silver one was all clumped up. Definitely wasn't in pieces like this. Well, I'm finding out that this epoxy is a very quick set. I was only gone for about 9 minutes. And the cup, the epoxy that I had left in the cup to pour on top of this, is so hard I can't even get the, can't even stir it. I cannot believe that hardened up that quick, but it did. There, I can't even get the stir in there. Okay, and then we're going to put a few little pieces of this in here. And it looks like I'm going to have to mix up some more epoxy. And I'll be back. I mixed a little bit more epoxy, and now I'm just going to pour it over the top. Okay, and now we're going to let this sit up, and we'll come back and demold it. And this is how I style the first tray that I made for me. But I have a health coach counselor that I see about twice a month. And because I suffer from depression, I use my creativity to help me deal with it. So whenever I visit her, she asks me to bring her some of the things that I've made so she can see them. Well, when I went to visit her, I took several pieces that I made, and immediately when I pulled the tray out of the box, she says, "I want that." And I said, "But it's for me." And before I could say anything else, she cashed out me before I could even say thank you. So I had to make another tray. So this is the first tray, and this is how I styled it. Now the coasters here, they're too big. These coasters, they're too big for my container, and I want to use this container. So I had to go on Amazon and find a coaster size that will fit this tray. And then I'm going to redo the coasters for that. Okay, so this is style number 1. And let me show you style number 2. I have my candle holder here that I got from Burlington. And it was $12.99. It's here. The candle I got from Hobby Lobby. It was $7.99. I bought it when it was half price, so I got it for $4. And I have the smaller one, which was $9.99. I have some coasters that I made and a tray. But these are not going to be the coasters that go on this table. It will actually be this container with round coasters like that, and it'll have gold and silver leafing paper in it. I have a crystal dish that I got from Ross for $3.49. I actually bought 2. Move this back here, right there, and they can actually fit onto each other. And I just made like a little candy bowl out of it and glued a glass pour knob to it. And we have our little picture frame there. Let's see, I want to switch this around some. Put this over here. Move that back some. And put my picture frame there. And this is style number 2. We got the candle holders that came from Burlington. We got the 2 dishes that came from Ross, and I just put one on top of each other. We got the coasters and the picture frame. I got this bubble vase from Hobby Lobby. I believe it was $7 on sale. You want to stay tuned to see what I'm going to do with this vase. It's going to be very exciting. You do not want to miss that. Hopefully I will have it done and have the video up in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And hopefully I won't be gone so long now that I have supplies and my depression is at bay. And just keep me in your prayers because depression is real, you all.